Welcome to Sports Night Live, our football midweekly show on for an hour this evening as we look back on the season's Premiership matches and look at the teams that after 11 games are in the right places and teams that possibly are not in the right places in the league. You're happy with, got Rebecca to my left, you're happy with Swansea?
I am happy.
Yeah,
I knew we were going to win.
Yeah.
Get 3 points out of that match.
And we'll talk about that. We're going to have a bit of Swansea-Arsenal rivalry to start off with, Kenny.
I don't know, man. How many points we finished above Swansea normally?
Normally. This is not a normal season for Arsenal, is it?
It's not a
Kenny,
normal
nice to see this evening. You keeping well?
I'm quite low key because the last two results haven't been what I want. I'm not used to seeing Arsenal drop leads.
Should we get the violins out for him? Should we?
Yes.
Do you play the violin?
I can't. No.
Oh, it's a shame. We can do it for Christmas because Arsenal are going to be Kishan, we're much more happier because QPR are starting to perform and start playing football. Yeah. And after a dismal run of form, we've now played well against Liverpool, Man City, and even Chelsea.
Yeah, fantastic, great turnaround. I think we're looking at a better side now.
Yeah, and I also said when Neil Warnock was going to Crystal Palace, I said, look, first few games is there, everything will go perfectly for Crystal Palace, and then he'll get the ump, the players will get the ump, and they'll start going down the table. And am I proved correct, Sam?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think refereeing decisions have played a huge part in our season. Now you get the violin out for me. Yeah. But no, I do think you've got to understand. I wasn't displeased with our performance at Man United. You know, not many teams.
What was the controversial decision at Old Trafford? I can't think of one.
There wasn't one at Old Trafford, but I'm talking about West Brom. I'm talking about Sunderland at home. We should have had a penalty within 30
Chelsea
seconds.
as well. Was that controversial?
We played good for the last 10 minutes, but those two games.
Can we start off with what is absolutely unconvincingly controversial is the Arsenal defence? What is going on there? Well, I mean, Chambers was absolutely ruined by your winger. What's the name of your winger? Can't remember.
Montero. Yeah, the situation is that if you don't get protection as a right back from your right winger, i.e. the Ox, then you're going to get. Then Chambers got monitored. He got monitored down our right. And like I said, Montero's doing for pace all game. And again, Swansea built on Barrow. I don't know. I swear to God, if I was on a motorbike, I don't think I would have called that bloke.
He's a quality player, but Chambers, as we said, must be the only player that played 5 games on the trot and got booked in every game, got a suspension.
Well, again, if you haven't
he's not good enough for Arsenal, is he, Ken?
No, he's only 19.
Doesn't matter. He's still not good enough. He shouldn't be playing, should he? For Arsenal. If you've got aspirations of being a title contender, you shouldn't have 9-year-old right backs.
If you've got injuries to your first choice right back, your injuries to your centre half, then the guy's got to play. He's ready to play. He was a first teamer at Southampton. He plays. We don't pay 60 million for a player and then say, right, let's put you in a reserve so you can learn the Arsenal way.
But you've got plenty of covers in midfield. I mean, you bought about 20 midfielders, so if there's any problems in midfield, you can fill them in. But the problem is defensively, you haven't. Well, you haven't got no leaders. What do you think, Kishan?
Yeah, I kind of agree. He's there, 16 million. I guess for most players, if he... I know he played at Southampton, but playing for Arsenal is another ball game. You're looking at 4th position and above. That's what they're looking for. He's not going to be able to acclimatise himself to that unless he's playing. It's just, like you say, Oxlade-Chamberlain's really got to provide a bit more of a safety net for him. He's just been exposed. 19 years old, playing Champions League football, Saturday, Tuesday.
But Sam, we can hear all the excuses about not having defenders and about players being young, but they've conceded 3 against Anderlecht. They've went 1-0 up against Swansea, and they don't have no need. It just says, look, calm it down a bit. We're playing Swansea. Swansea are not the best team in the world.
It's odd because it's almost the worst thing that happens to Arsenal is when they get a lead or an even bigger lead. I don't know whether it's complacency. I don't know whether it's just poor marking. I mean, credit to Swansea. I think that's important to say, and I think Kenny will say that as well. Swansea are a good footballing side, and this is the season where, unless you're Chelsea, there is no outstanding team in this league.
Do you think Swansea, I mean, obviously 11 games in, I should say, do you think they can mount a challenge for the top 4 spot? Or?
Top 4, I wouldn't think so, but you don't get to be in 5th place by luck. I mean, I know we've got West Ham in 4th or whatever, but I think, Swansea have done well, and I think it was all Swansea on Saturday. Definitely all Swansea.
It was definitely all Swansea.
I wouldn't say that in the first half, yeah. It was all Swansea.
we had a penalty claim as well.
Well, a penalty claim, but, it's only a penalty the referee gives it. We've got to remember that.
Well, you're lucky to get.
But Arsenal have got players so out of form. I mean, Ramsey this year doesn't look anything like the player he was last year.
You say that Ramsey plays the same way. The only thing that Ramsey did that stood out was his goals. He still misplaces passes, still makes the wrong runs, he still doesn't track back. He did that last season, but because he was scoring goals, that covered up.
Kishan, we made the point before. You've got Mertesacker, who played for Germany in the World Cup. Yeah. Why is he not the figurehead? He speaks very eloquently after the games, but why doesn't he deal with a team during the games?
I just one of my key things with Arsenal is that you haven't really got an outstanding defensive mid player, and I think that makes a huge difference.
They haven't got any outstanding anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference.
That's a little bit cool. I think with Arsenal, the one thing that strikes me is I still enjoy watching them going forward, and Kenny, you still must enjoy watching them going forward. But you've got to sacrifice at some point. There's got to be that steal.
Were there any positives for you on Saturday, Kenny? Sunday rather.
Oh, that Sanchez scored again. Yeah. But the things that make me angry about Arsenal is that I hear this flannel about, we haven't got a defensive midfield, we haven't got a centre half. And I say to all the Arsenal fans, football is not about having the right defender or having a defensive midfield. We could have John Terry and Matic in that team and we'll still concede goals, because collectively, as much as you go forward collectively, you have to collectively defend. And it doesn't. You can't have a situation when you've got Slamini doing three people's jobs.
No, but what I'm saying is, we had Perry Groves on there not long ago, and I think it was about a month ago. And it just seems to me it keeps repeating itself. Now, if a manager's being the manager, surely, or captain or whatever, got to sort it out. Because if it happens once, you think, well, fair enough. If it happens 2 times, you think, well, they're not learning. This is happening 4 or 5 times.
But the thing about it is, go back 3 years. 3 years ago, we lost 8-2 to Man United. We lost 4-3 to Blackburn. So,
is that management? Is it the management then?
Well, of course it's the manager. The bottom line is his philosophy hasn't changed since the Invincibles.
But against Chelsea, you weren't all out attacking against Chelsea.
We weren't all out attacking because Chelsea are a better football team than us, and we got hammering last year, so we weren't going to happen again. But the bottom line is, we've got a manager who just says, right, go out and play and impose your style. And if you play to the best of your ability to beat teams, football's not about that no more.
Kishan, who's the happiest person at the moment? Is it an Arsenal supporter or is it a Tottenham supporter?
Well, I think it's a miserable room if you put them together. Probably Arsenal. I mean, Tottenham don't seem to be getting goals. You don't really want one player, but Arsenal got Alexis Sanchez.